If you're looking for a good all-around family car, you can't do much better than the Hyundai Santa Fe Sport. And I mean it. Cars.com just named it our top pick for small families. It seats 5. If you need to seat more than that, you need the regular Santa Fe with 3 rows. And we named that our top pick for large families and our overall winner for Family Car of the Year. But for the Sport in 2015, not much has changed. It's still a great car, has one nifty new feature we're going to show you, and everything else that won us over. The base car comes with a 4-cylinder engine with just under 200 horsepower, and it's fine, perfectly acceptable. But the turbo 2.0-liter 4-cylinder we have here puts out over 260 horsepower, and it's a blast to drive. Power comes on instantaneously from a stop, and you go flying up highway on-ramps. Passing power is always there too. And even if you use the eco function, which saves a little fuel economy, there's still plenty of passing power, and that's not always the case. Unlike a lot of Hyundais we test, the steering in the Hyundai Santa Fe Sport is actually quite good. Now it has a button to control settings for steering with comfort, normal, and sport, but I tried them all and really can't tell a difference, so I'm just going to take it for what it is. I recently tested Nissan's all-new Murano, which has a base V6, which competes against the turbo Sport we have here. Now the Murano used to be a sporty SUV. Instead, the new one, they've aimed for comfort. So it's not quite as fun to drive as the Sport we have here, but it is more comfortable and a little quieter. If there's one downside to the Santa Fe Sport, it's definitely its mileage. If you get the all-wheel drive turbo like we have here, it gets 18 miles per gallon city, 24 miles per gallon highway, 21 miles per gallon combined. Against competitors in its class, they get 1 to 2 mpg better combined, which actually is pretty significant. So let's say, hey Dave, I don't need a turbo, I want the better mileage, I'll get a base 4-cylinder. Well, unfortunately, the base 4-cylinder only gets 1 to 2 miles better than the turbo engine does. And against other base 4-cylinders, it's significantly worse. What I like about the interior is this mix of above average styling and materials and really easy to use technology. Now the materials on the doors and dash might be hard to the touch, but the patterns on them look really good. And even simple things like window switches are actually quite unique. Then there's a straightforward multimedia system, which is exactly what you want as a driver. You don't want it to be too complicated. It has great clarity, as you can see here. The functions are exactly where you expect them to be, and has nice big buttons for everything else. One of the reasons you pick a Santa Fe Sport over a compact SUV like a Honda CR-V is, well, it's a bigger vehicle, a lot more interior room. If you compare it to its own class, like the Nissan Murano, Subaru Outback, the spec sheet's all pretty much the same. There's not much difference. So you want the real feel. You want to sit in the back seat, for example. You can see I have plenty of knee room and headroom. I have the driver's seat exactly where I had it when driving. And the other great thing is there's plenty of space between you and the passenger. So if you have little kids, well, they'll probably find a way to hit each other anyway, but there's plenty of room there. And another great feature for little kids is the air vents are in the pillars of the doors, which is unusual. Usually they're down here in the center console, so those kids will actually feel the air coming out of them. One new feature on the Santa Fe, and it's only optional on this top trim level, is a smart liftgate. You can hear it right now. As you approach, let's say you have a ton of groceries in your hands or something, it senses you're coming, it senses a key fob in your pocket and opens automatically so you can get everything in without going in your pocket or your purse. Ford has a system like this too, but it requires you to move your foot underneath the sensor. This one just knows you're coming. Once you're in the cargo area, you've got 35.4 cubic feet of storage. It's about the same as the Outback, but definitely less than the Murano. However, there's a ton of underfloor storage, and these bins are really quite big. There's another one right here, and there is a spare tire. It's underneath. The Santa Fe Sport starts around $25,000. And if you want a loaded version, like the one we have here with a turbo engine, all-wheel drive, and that ultimate package, smart liftgate, nice moonroof, well, that's well over $35,000. But there are a lot of prices in between for a lot of different shoppers and a lot of different budgets. And that's one of the reasons we like it so much. If it wasn't for the mileage, it'd probably be the perfect family car.